The cityscape was a shattered mirror. Jagged edges of steel and glass scraped the bruised sky. Neon signs flickered, ghosts of a past opulence. The air hummed with static, a digital dirge for Omnicorp's reign. The streets below were canyons of shadows and debris. Twisted metal, once sleek vehicles, lay like fallen beasts. Looters darted through the wreckage, scavenging scraps of technology. The stench of decay hung heavy in the air. The fall of Omnicorp had been swift and brutal. The once untouchable corporation, a titan of technology and control, had crumbled under the weight of its own ambition. Now the city was a battleground, a power vacuum waiting to be filled. Cassian, a young hacker with eyes as sharp as his code, navigated the ruined streets with practiced ease. His companion, Flux, a former Omnicorp engineer, moved with a quiet grace that belied her cybernetic enhancements. They were a study in contrasts, drawn together by circumstance and a shared purpose. Cassian's fingers danced across the interface of his modified datapad, filtering the digital noise. He was listening for whispers in the static, anomalies in the quantum code that hinted at a deeper danger. The collapse of Omnicorp had unleashed something unpredictable, something powerful and chaotic.
We're being watched. Eyes on us from somewhere in the shadows.
They moved deeper into the ruins, the shattered remnants of Omnicorp's headquarters looming ahead like a fallen god. The air here crackled with residual energy, a faint hum that spoke of the immense power that had once resided within these walls. The silence was broken only by the crunch of broken glass beneath their boots and the distant whine of a scavenger's drone. Each step felt heavy with the weight of the past, the echoes of Omnicorp's hubris still lingering in the air. Cassian could almost hear the ghostly whispers of the corporation's fallen elite, their ambitions turned to dust. The air was thick with the ghosts of their failures, the bitter taste of their defeat.
The anomalies, they're getting stronger, more frequent.
He pointed to his datapad, the screen flickering with lines of code that seemed to writhe like living things.
The quantum breach, Omnicorp's final fatal mistake.
The quantum breach had been the catalyst for Omnicorp's downfall, a tear in the fabric of reality itself. It had unleashed forces beyond their comprehension, warping the very laws of physics. The anomalies were symptoms of this deeper instability, ripples in the quantum foam threatening to unravel the world as they knew it.
The protocol, Cassian muttered, the word heavy with dread. If it falls into the wrong hands... The protocol was Omnicorp's ultimate weapon, a program designed to control the very fabric of reality. It had been lost in the chaos of the corporation's collapse, its whereabouts unknown. Flux finished his sentence, her voice cold. It could mean the end of everything.
They reached their destination, a hidden entrance leading down into the city's underbelly. A network of tunnels and bunkers, once used by Omnicorp for clandestine operations, now served as a haven for those who sought to rebuild. The air down here was stale and thick with the scent of ozone and sweat. The flickering glow of makeshift lights illuminated the faces of fellow survivors, their expressions a mixture of hope and despair. This was their sanctuary, a refuge from the chaos above, but even here the shadows of Omnicorp's legacy loomed large. In the heart of the bunker, a holographic map flickered to life, a three-dimensional representation of the city. Points of light pulsed across the grid, each one representing a quantum anomaly.
The anomalies, Flux said, her voice tight with concern. They're spreading.
The map was more than just a navigation tool. It was a window into the fractured reality created by the quantum breach. The Cabal, Cassian said, his voice low and dangerous. They're behind this. The Cabal, a shadowy organization rumored to be composed of former Omnicorp executives and rogue scientists. They sought to exploit the chaos, to seize control of the protocol and reshape the world in their own image. Their motives were shrouded in mystery, their methods ruthless and efficient. They were a phantom enemy, always one step ahead. Cassian stared at the map, his brow furrowed in thought. The anomalies were spreading faster than they had anticipated. Their patterns seemed random, chaotic. But what if they weren't? A chilling thought occurred to him. What if the anomalies weren't just a side effect of the breach? What if they were being controlled, directed? He glanced at Flux, his eyes filled with a sudden, terrible understanding. They're not just trying to control the protocol, he said, his voice barely a whisper. They're trying to control the breach itself. Despite the ever-present danger, a sense of community had blossomed within the confines of the bunker. Sharing their meager resources and finding solace in shared purpose, the survivors clung to hope. In the flickering light of a makeshift lamp, a group huddled together, sharing stories and laughter. A moment of normalcy, a brief respite from the chaos that raged outside. But even in their shared humanity, a shadow of uncertainty lingered. The knowledge that their sanctuary was fragile, their safety precariously balanced on a knife's edge. Time was running out. The Cabal was closing in, their grip on the city tightening with each passing moment. The fate of the city, of the world, rested on their shoulders. Cassian and Flux exchanged a look, a silent acknowledgement of the task ahead. They were all that stood between the Cabal and their goal of ultimate control. They were outmatched, outgunned, and running out of time. But they had one advantage, the unwavering belief in a better future. The fight for their city, for their freedom, had just begun.